Yes, Connor, it is just me. I was invited by Ipswich to commentate on this tonight. I believe Ali and Lewis are not about this evening. Right, here we go. Right. Okay, well, we're just waiting for everyone to connect, and we'll get this started, and we'll go through a few things. When I do the interviews, I won't go to blue screen this time. Hello, Jake. And evening to you as well, Nick. Right, good evening everybody, and welcome to the live stream for PSGL's Formula 2 Round 3 from the Shanghai International Circuit for the Chinese Grand Prix. So, first thing I'm going to check just to see what the weather is going to be for the race. Qualifying is going to be overcast, and it looks like the race is going to be overcast as well. So, let's just see. Nope, looks it's going to be a dry race. Excellent. Just going to see. So we have 17 drivers on the grid this evening, so 3 absentees out of 20. Now as the drivers get ready to go out for their first rounds, let's just take a look back at the drivers table. Gamer DeBess, 2 victories in the Ferrari Bahrain and Australia, puts him at the head of the championship with maximum points, 32 points, with a 10-point gap to Sargent, the reigning champion from this same division, which was of course named F4 last season. And further back, leading the chasing pack, we have Ipswich and Mayhem Madness and Foulness rounding out the top 5. So those 3 drivers in particular, as well as the rest of the grid, will be hoping to get good results tonight to try and close the gap to the top 2. And it looks like a lot of people are going out already. So let's have a look. Yeah, quite a scramble for positions. Right, just because I just want to find the Viper. Wow, we've got 10 cars on track already. So people are not messing around. But this is going to be a different type of track to Australia. Whereas the tyre wear is quite gentle at Australia in comparison, this definitely is one of the tougher tracks tyre wear wise. It's certainly on a par with Bahrain in some respects. Just going to see who's... Right, so this is Viper, who's on the soft tyres, going for the first run around this very tricky first corner, which you really got to be careful. You've got to be so accurate on the brake and the throttle use, otherwise you lose so much time. Now I don't really know what the benchmark for sector times is, because these league will of course be the first to run it, as well as the other Saturday league. So we'll get a good idea after this qualifying session for sure. But if you're on the super softs, you will go quite a bit quicker, and you will have track position, but you will certainly be pitting a lot sooner than the soft runners. Oh, and Viper gets a massive tank slap, and he couldn't save it, and that's ruined his lap. Wow. He's going to have to get out of the way of the other runners, so he's going to have to bin that run. So I believe Shortbread past Viper there, so he's going to be the first person to set a benchmark lap, but we'll see if he's actually going to be setting a lap on the super softs, or whether this is just a sort of practice run, if you will. So Sargent setting the early pace in sector 1 and 2, a 26 dead and a 28.245, but obviously no one's finished a lap yet. Shortbread goes straight into the pits, which is not a surprise. And it looks like Raiko is as well. Yeah, lots of no one really. So Fanas goes with a 135.6 on the soft tyres. So that's the benchmark for now on the softs. And Viper returns to the pits after binning his lap. Sully starts a flying lap on the super softs in the Toro Rosso. Wanted to avoid that Ferrari coming out the pits. And we got Gordau with a 153, which is obviously a banker lap. 17 seconds off the pace. I think that would be well outside the 107% rule, if that is still existence. I believe it is. So is anyone else actually just going to set a lap? Well, I don't believe Mayhem definitely isn't. So only Fanas so far setting a soft lap, and I expect with it being a dry race, most people are going to try and set lap times on the soft tyres, because in terms of the tyre wear, that is the safe thing to do. But you know, some people's tyre wear use is better than others, smooth driving style. So someone might want to jump for the pole position with the better tyre performance. Now here's Gaming the Best on his outlap in the Ferrari. Now, right, here comes O'Sully. Now let's see what he does on the super softs. Just finishing his run, he goes second with that, a 136.642. So he's a full second off Fanas' soft time. Game of the Best, interestingly, He's going for a super soft run, but I suspect, like Sargent and some of the others, this will just be either a banker lap or just a practice run. The Parkway Drive, he's on the soft tyres, so that'll be a direct comparison to Fannis. So let's compare his time as he comes up to the end of Sector 1. A 26.3, so that's slightly slower than Fannis' Sector 1. So going up to this this left-hander, which if you're really brave enough, you can attempt flat, but if you get it slightly wrong, your car can end up throwing itself off the track. Parkway going very slow through that corner. I wonder if he's abandoned that time. So yeah, banker laps really we've seen so far, although I think O'Sully's time, unless he made a big mistake somewhere, might be the lap he goes for, but I think we'll see plenty of times quicker than a 1:36, so I don't think he'll be in the front row position for too long. Yeah, it looks like Parkway's definitely dumped that lap. Now Viper, we saw him earlier tank slapping in Sector 2, so he is he's come back in and switched to the super softs, and he's on a flying lap now, and he sets a very quick Sector 1, which is quicker than Fannis's, but we would expect that with the super soft tyres. I'll just come back to him, see if anyone else out. Yeah, Dougie's on a flying lap on the softs. Gordau's coming back in. Game with the best. Went 4th with that time, but yeah, another banker lap, as I suspected. I think we'll see plenty of those. And Raskanite goes 5th with a 1:36. Now let's see what Parkway was doing. So Parkway's gone again, and he's gone faster than Fannis this time in the first sector. Now Viper's the one to keep an eye on. He is faster in Sector 1 and Sector 2. Heavy braking into the hairpin. So if he completes this lap, this is almost certainly going to be provisional pole. Throwing himself into the final corner, up to the DRS. And it's provisional pole by nearly 9/10 of a second on the super softs. Now, I believe Parkway was going for another run, and his times in comparison to Fannis on the softs are more or less on par, although he is 4/10 faster in the second sector, so this could put him, and he's getting a nice drag from Gamer in the Ferrari. That's going to help him a lot, but he's going to have more speed, and he takes that hairpin nicely. I think that drag is going to help him a lot. Cuts the corner a little bit, but not too badly, and I think this will be a front row time. Oh no, it's provisional pole by 21,000 of a second. Wow, good time from Parkway, and good evening to you, Wove Racer. Warren Haig, I believe you are. And the weather forecast, it's going to be a dry race. Overcasts, reducing track temperature during the race, that might affect some people's setup. Parkway's getting out of the way of the Force India. So here's Dougie Dude. Yes, absolutely right, Connor. The slipstream helped immensely. On that back straight, it's extremely powerful if you've got a low wing setup, especially with the DRS being automatically on during qualifying. And Dougie slows down. Interesting. So we've got a Ferrari on the front row at the moment. If anyone could let me know who was pole position in the last race in Australia, that would be helpful. If not, don't worry. And Dougie abandoned his time. So let's see who else is out. Ah, now Jake's coming out. He's on his fast lap, so I'll keep an eye on him. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Ryan Haig. It's The braking for that corner is such, if anyone gets it slightly wrong, there will be a collision. It's a very, very dangerous first corner. Ah, my bad, Wove Racer. Hello to you, Game Freaker. I think your usernames on YouTube are similar, or might be my mistake. Tranquility, he's in 12, he abandoned his lap. I mean, it's possible we might see quite a few people not bothering to sell a lap and trying to start on the mediums. That's a possibility. Sargent on his out lap. Now where was Jake? He was on a fast lap, wasn't he? 28.360. So that's slower than Parkways and slower than Fanis when we're comparing soft runs. About the same, slightly faster than Fanis on the second sector for the softs. So if he keeps this up, this could be top 4. Oh, I think it will be top 4 as long as he doesn't make a mistake into the hairpin. Massive lock of the tyres. Just about gets away with it. Still gets the apex okay. Now into this fine corner, have to throw yourself into it, and he does. I think that's a line we'll see a lot of people do, and Jake crosses the line and gets into third. Good lap from Jake. So the soft runners doing some good work out there. Raskanite coming out on soft tyres. Tamworth Fox, I believe, is on an outlap still. So we're down to the last 5 minutes of the session. Ipswich on his flying lap, which will be his first lap. Now Sargent, now he's on a soft run. Let's see, he compares to that. It's not the fastest first sector, but it is the fastest soft first sector. And in terms of the soft second sectors, that's the fastest soft second sector. So Sargent looking very good for pole position provisionally at this moment in time. There's a car ahead of him, but he's too far away to get the slipstream off it. Now, got to get the braking right for this corner. Toro Rosso gets out of the way. Sargent heading out of the hairpin towards the final corner. Slightly wide on the final corner. That won't affect him too much, and he crosses the line and he puts it onto the front row. Yeah, I thought he went wide on that first corner a little bit, on that final corner a little bit, so that definitely cost him some time. Only just though, but it did cost him, you can see from the third sector. 10/1000th of a second. Sargent, I don't think will go for another run. I think he'll be happy with the front row. No Sully, he's on another flying lap. On the super softs, might be able to go up a place. Ah, now Tamworth Fox, let's see what he does. Those are good sector times actually, for softs. I think this could be top 5, maybe more. Tamworth Fox and Haas. Oh, provisional pole position from Tamworth Fox. He's pulled that out of the bag, the Haas driver. I saw the sector times and I knew that would be a high position. Wow, that's a stunning lap from Tamworth Fox. But there is still time for someone to beat it. Which is a good point. Gamer is off the track, but he's 12th at the moment. Yeah, so the championship leader is having a few struggles for qualifying at the moment. Anyone else nearing the completion of a lap? Well, Tamworth Fox obviously put a lot of work in setting up the car for this race because it's paid off. Parkway drive off the track, getting out of the way of all the fast runners. So here's Viper going for another run on the super softs. I'm guessing that's the second set he has, but I believe this is just his outlet. Runs wide at the final corner and he puts it, well, he's still 4th, so I think this is another flying lap for him. Mayhem Madness, well, that's looks like an in-lap to me. He's 5th at the moment. Now there's a Williams coming up to some traffic, but he might get a slipstream if he can navigate it all. Who is that? Well, Shortbread got decent tow from the traffic, but unfortunately he's not on a flying lap, so you can't take advantage of it. Down to the last minute and a half of the session. Samba Kid, Tamworth Fox, job well done from him. Parkway Drive. Well, I don't think he'll go for. I don't think. I mean, he's on the front row, so I'd be surprised if he's. Oh, it looks like he's going for a flying lap on the. He's going for a flying lap on the Super Softs. I'm surprised. He's in a good grid position, but he wants that pole position. So Viper on the Super Softs. It's a faster first sector than the poleman. It's a slower second sector, so he's made a mistake somewhere. Don't think this will be enough to improve him. So Viper crosses the line. Oh, he goes second. He pulled it back with the fastest second sector. That was a mega last sector by him. And he puts it, and the Italian puts it on the front row on the Super Softs though. Now Parkway Drive is on a flying lap. Now let's see, Parkway Drive. Yeah, that's not. Right, well unfortunately I can't see. Right, so let's see. Parkway Drive. I think he is on a flying lap, so let's stick with him for now. No, he's gone. Rasconite in 10th. Dougie Dude. He's on a flying lap, so I'll keep an eye on him. Game with the Best is on the softs now. This is his last flying lap, it has to be. So where's he going to end up? The championship leader. Oh, he loses it on the back, loses a bit of time. And he goes 5th only. Big mistake on the last corner. Here's Dougie Dude on the Super Softs. Only good enough for 12 players. So I think most of the runners have finished. Samba Kid, he's back in. Parkway, yeah, I think we're... Oh, Viper. Was he on another run? Apparently so. Goes still second, I'm surprised he didn't go in the pits. Wow, Viper's done a lot, he's done over 2 laps on those tyres. His tyre wear is going to be interesting, to say the least. So, I believe that's all the runs done. So Tamworth Fox has taken a sensational pole position for the Hash team with a 1:34.6, just ahead of Viper. But we'll go through the full grid. Oh yeah, I'll just look at the director quickly. Rasconite invalidate a couple of laps, so no serious grid penalties, so that's a good thing. So we're just going to wait for the qualifying to finish, and then we'll go through the full grid. The top 10 at least anyway. So that was a fascinating qualifying session. Some people went for super soft runs. I think a few have not bothered setting laps. I think they're going to gamble that they can get through the pack with the mediums. But we've got a slightly different looking front row here for us today. Tamworth Fox then takes pole position in the Haas, and we've got Viper in second. Parkway, Sargent and Gamer make up the top 5 after that. Mayhem Madness and Ipswich, then Jake, and then Gordo, who got himself into the top 10 in the end, and then Fanis makes up the top 10. And then from 11th to It is. So only 1.4 seconds between the top 13, so that's pretty close. So I'm going to quit out of this and rejoin. Right, I'm going to wait a bit of time before I rejoin. About a minute. Gives me a chance to get my beer. So, I'll tell you what, with the way the grid's set up, I think this could be a very, very good race. So, stay tuned. I'm hoping my Sauber disappears, so I'm going to wait just a bit longer. Yeah, I'm with you on that game, Freaka. I just hope we get. I hope in real life we actually see a bit more effort in the liveries, because I don't know about you, but in the hybrid era they've been mostly they've played it a bit safe. Racing cars for me should look aggressive, and you know, there's a couple of designs I liked from 2016. I mean, the Williams design is nice. It's the same one as 2014, but right, I'm gonna rejoin, and we'll go through the grid as they do their formation lap, and then we'll have a look at the tyre choices that the drivers outside the top 10 have chosen, because that could definitely be a factor. Because some have clearly sacrificed track position for the strategy, and that would be pretty sweet. So, Tamworth Fox going out on the formation lap. It's a new face at the front of the grid, so we'll wish him the best of luck. So, let's go for the grid. So, row 1 we have Tamworth Fox and Viper. Row 2 we have Parkway Drive and Sargent. Row 3 we have the Championship leader Gamer and Mayhem Madness. Row 4 we have Ipswich and Jake. Row 5 we have Gordo and Fanis. And then outside the top 10 we have on row 6 Uskanite and Doogie Dude in a manor. Then we have O'Sully in 13th, and then my car's obviously not there. And then we got Tranquility, Shortbread and Ryko rounding out the grid. Now we got 3 medium runners outside of the top 10, so they're going to be ones to keep an eye on, especially Tranquility. Shortbread has opted to start on the super softs. That's interesting, so he's looking to make quick progress through the field. So I'm surprised by that. And then we got Sully, Dougie on softs. So a variety of different strategies outside the top 10. So I think we're gonna get the soft runners coming in no more, maybe 5 laps into the race. Soft runners somewhere between 7 to 10 laps. Mediums quite a bit longer, especially if you're starting on fresh ones outside the top 10. So now the grid lines up and the tension rises. So we've got a Haas and a McLaren on the front row. So we'll have to look for the Ferraris, see if what kind of start they make. And here we go, the 5 lights, and we are go for the Chinese Grand Prix. Tamworth, not the best start. I think Viper might get him on the inside. Now around the first corner, oh, the 2 Ferraris nearly touched. Oh, and there's a Red Bull in the grass. Does everyone get round safely? I'm not sure. Tamworth maintains the lead going out of the first corner. And now onto the run up to the end of Sector 1. I believe everyone may have got through safely, I'm not sure. I will check in a minute. Viper gets a slightly better run out of that turn. Now into the fast left-hander. UK Tranquility at the back. Hasn't made too much progress yet. Tamworth Fox maintains the lead, and now Sargent gets a better run out to the ender, but he has a little look for a pass but doesn't get it. So going up into the straight for the first time. Let's go on board with Sargent. And Viper's gone wide and he loses the place. So Tamworth Fox has a bit of a gap. Gamer has moved up to third from fifth. So Viper got a poor corner out of that, but he's now trying to challenge Gamer rather, to get back into the podium position. Tight corner there, and he retakes third. So a good move from Viper. And Sargent already looking onto the back of Tamworth Fox. And he's looking for a move on the outside already. Someone's clanged into the bollard. That was never going to last. And now Gamer looking for a move on the inside of Viper. And round the outside goes Sargent. Can he maintain it? Oh, they're very close. Tamworth Fox, he gets squeezed out by Sargent. And the Renault driver takes the lead. Very brave braking on the outside by Sargent, and he gets his reward. Fantastic move. So the top five is Sargent, and Tamworth Fox, Viper, under attack from the two Ferraris, and then Ipswich has moved up, is just behind them in sixth on the softs. And then further back got Mayhem in the Red Bull, O'Sully, and Jake in the other Red Bull, and Raiko rounding out the top 10. So Sargent has slight advantage, half a second to Tamworth. Viper, O'Sully's retired. What's happened to him? Some smoke somewhere. Where did that happen? I believe it may have happened just at the end of Sector 2. I don't know if we'll get a safety car out of that. And now Tamworth Fox challenging Sargent with the drag, no DRS, and Sargent cuts back and retakes the position. Good racing there. Not getting the best camera views, so I do apologise. So Tamworth Fox dived down the inside, but he couldn't get the braking right, and Sargent easily cut him back. So we're now on to lap 3, of course. We're going to have the DRS. Viper and Gamer runs wide. And the Ferrari of Parkway and Viper touched, and it was Viper came across, and now Viper getting the better traction. Can he now dive down the inside of Gamer for third? And he does. But Gamer's not going to give this up. He gets forced out wide, and that gives Ipswich a chance, maybe, to get through for fourth. Round the outside of this corner. That's a brave move from Ipswich. And Ipswich, he's got it done. Up to fourth. The McLaren's going well here. And the Ferraris have a bit of a problem from a strategy point of view, because they've got two fast McLarens in front of them. And Sargent and Tamworth are running away. But we'll go back to the front because we got DRS for the first time. So. Oh no. Oh god, game's crashed. Game's crashed.